Hi. Okay, I want to speak briefly on what I've titled The Devil's Alternative. The Devil's Alternative. And it is, the title is borrowed from a 1979 novel written by English author Frederick Forsyth, The Devil's Alternative. Now, this is the appalling choice facing the President of the United States, and pretty much the dilemma that confronts statesmen throughout the world. In the novel, The Devil's Alternative, U.S. President Bill Matthews was confronted with tough choices concerning an international outbreak of war with severe global repercussions, and he made the profoundly poignant statements, and I quote, "Whichever option I choose, men are going to die." End of quote. Thus, Bill Matthews is faced with the devil's alternative, of the title. No matter which course of action he pursues, massive loss of life was guaranteed. Now, drawing from this, Nigerian political leaders are currently confronted with a similar scenario, albeit involving domestic terrorism, that involves criminal outlaws who have since resorted to mass kidnappings across the length and breadth of Nigeria for ransom. Here's a brief history of mass kidnappings in Nigeria from 2014. According to UNICEF and Amnesty International, Nigeria has recorded over 20 major school kidnappings incidents since 2014. More than 1,700 students and staff have been abducted within that period. And I give out these statistics. In 2014, 276 schoolgirls were kidnapped from Chibok in Borno State. 2018, we had Dapchi, Yobe State, 110 schoolgirls who were abducted from the government girls secondary technical college, Dapchi. In 2020, Kankara, Katsina State, more than 300 schoolboys were abducted from government science secondary school, Kankara. In 2021, a wave of coordinated school attacks incidents occurred in Nigeria. Kagara, Niger State, 42 students and staff. Jangebe, Zamfara State, 279 schoolgirls. Afaka, Kaduna State, 39 students. Greenfield University, Kaduna, 23 students abducted, killed. Tegina, Niger State, 136 pupils kidnapped. Bethel Baptist High School, Kaduna, 121 students. In 2024, what I read out earlier is just for 2021. Now, fast forward to 2024. Kuriga, Kaduna State, about 287 pupils and staff were abducted in Kuriga, Kaduna State. 2025, mass abduction in Niger State affecting over 300 pupils and staff. That's 2025. Also in 2025, attack in Kebbi State involving dozens of schoolgirls in 2025. Now, May this year, 2026, 15th May, 39 students and 7 teachers, principal, plus their principal, kidnapped in Orire local government, Ogbomoso, Oyo State. This list, doesn't include mass abductions of religious worshippers, both Christians and Muslims, from places of worship within the intervening, period, with intervening years, with thousands of victims, either dead or kidnapped, and ransoms have to be paid. Like the hundreds who were kidnapped in the church in Kwara State in 2026, earlier on in this year. So, I deliberately listed out this incident to reinforce not just the awful crimes being perpetrated within our shores, but to demonstrate its worsening ramifications and impacts on governance, social life, economy, and then reputational damage in the eyes of the world, etc. So here are my questions. Number one, can this spate of criminal activities continue endlessly? Number two, do we continue with the strategy of negotiations or appeasement with terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers? And last question, what is the solution? Now, these three questions are what issues or issue determine answers to these three questions. In my considered opinion, just one issue will determine our answer. Collateral damage. The issue of collateral damage. Because the criminals use their victims or hostages as human shields. And this is the dilemma of the devil's alternative. This is the dilemma of the devil's alternative. So I submit here, with all sense of sobriety and responsibility, my recommendation that the federal government and states adopt the policy of zero negotiation with terrorists. Furthermore, that we declare as our national policy that if you kidnap even one person, you are dead. As Nigeria, as a country, that we make an open national declaration that if you kidnap just a person, you are dead already. There will be zero negotiation. You shall be hunted down and you shall face the full wrath of the state. Also, and I say this with a heavy heart, whatever collateral damage that ensues in terms of casualties, of victims, so be it. Unless and until we immediately adopt this grim but effective approach, in 10 years from now, I'll be here, by the grace of God, to reel out another tragic list of heinous and barbaric kidnappings. That is guaranteed. If we don't adopt this, I'll come back here 10 years from now and reel out perhaps even longer list of these heinous and barbaric, crimes. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.